During my second year of service in Cameroon, I found this awesome youth center hosted a couple hours from me, and it was part orphanage, part center for delinquents. These were tough kids, most of whom who'd been sent from the big bad city of Douala, which is a gritty place in southern Cameroon. And these were 6-year-old girls with so much attitude and 7-year-old boys with biceps from all the manual labor they did to keep this place running. And these kids won my heart over in the year that I spent with them, and I ended up doing my world map project with them and running a summer camp there and taking them to the beach for their first time, and they have such a soft place in my heart now. But long before we ever fully developed that bond, one of the first times that I went to work with them, I was really excited to bring all these art supplies that my aunt and the church from where I grew up had collected, including about 100 brand new markers. So these kids were so starved for supplies. You know, they had one half-deflated soccer ball, and that's about it for toys. So I brought all these markers to them, and we did, half an hour of wild drawing, and the caps were all lost within 3 minutes, and they had a blast, and I loved seeing them get to be artistic and creative. And then a rainstorm started, and everyone scattered to go put out buckets and get their clothes off the line and pull in their shoes. And so I'm running around trying to collect all the markers as it's sort of like chaos in this big room. And so I'm shaking the Ziploc bag. Come on, guys, put back your markers. And of the 100 plus markers that I brought, I got about 7 back. And I'm sort of running around saying, markers, let's go, guys, come on, I want to be able to bring these back and play with them, and where'd they all go? And suddenly everyone was gone, and I was left sort of really frustrated that all these supplies were gone, and the caps were missing, and that was going to be the very fast beginning and end of these art supplies that had been sent. So I walked around and finally went up to this group of the older guys who lived at this center. And, these were sort of the tough kids, but also you could tell they were like the big brothers of the group. So I knew that if anyone, these were my guys to sort of help me out and figure out the situation. So I went up to them and said, hey guys, look, all these markers are gone. I know that people must have gotten really excited, and someone pocketed some markers, and I really need you to tell me, who are my likely suspects? Who's got these markers? And they sort of were like feeling me out and looked around at each other, giving kind of like knowing glances. Okay, how much are we gonna tell this white chick? And I was new to them, and I really wanted to, get off on the right foot, but this seemed like an early impediment to doing so. So finally, the sort of leader of the pack said, Madame, it was a gift from God. And I thought, well, no, not really. And I said, hey guys, God gives us many gifts, and he's given us this time together, and I know he loves you so much, and again, these are deprived kids for attention and nice things, and it was a religious center, so I wanted to tread carefully and not, disrespect the God angle, but I also wasn't going to fall for the God angle. So they just sort of repeated a couple more times, no, Madame, it was a gift from God. And I started getting frustrated, like, no, guys, I brought these markers and I need them back. I want to bring them back for us to play together, but I can't bring you guys fun things if you're going to take them, and I can't count on you, and I can't trust you. And they didn't seem to be paying any attention. And in my head I'm thinking, man, this is why international aid can't work. Look what happens. I try and bring something nice from these well-meaning, people who are sending these good supplies, and all chaos breaks loose, and it's just mayhem, and it just, totally goes to hell in a handbasket as soon as you try and bring outside resources in. And the guys say, "No, madame, a gift from God took your markers. Look, there he is." And this kid's name was a gift from God. And I see him running across the balcony, markers just spilling out of his pockets, this little punk with this grin on his face like he'd gotten away with it. And it was such a humbling moment. These guys were totally trying to help me out. And I'd been at my low point of faith in the system, feeling jaded, and it was absolutely the turning point I needed to realize that not only does the system not always fail, but these sort of tough guys were totally ready to trust me, and it was one of the best turning points in my life, and I then had a great year with those guys, and it truly was a gift from God.